The world we live in is evolving at an unprecedented pace. Technology is advancing, industries are shifting, and the way we communicate, work, and live is constantly changing. The rules that applied yesterday may not work today, and the strategies that lead to success today may be obsolete tomorrow. In such a fast-paced environment, the ability to adapt is no longer just a skill, it is a necessity for survival. Those who embrace change, who learn to flow with the currents rather than resist them, are the ones who thrive. On the other hand, those who fear change, who cling to old ways and refuse to evolve, often find themselves left behind. Adaptability is not just about learning new skills, it is a mindset. It is about being open to new ideas, embracing uncertainty, and having the courage to step out of your comfort zone. People who are adaptable do not see change as a threat, they see it as an opportunity. They understand that every challenge brings a lesson, and every setback has the potential to be a setup for something greater. Instead of complaining about things not going their way, they ask themselves, how can I grow from this? What can I do differently? Life is unpredictable. You may have everything planned out perfectly, but in a moment, circumstances can shift, forcing you to rethink everything. You may lose a job, face financial struggles, or experience personal losses. In such moments, it is adaptability that determines how you navigate through the storm. Some people break under pressure, but those who are adaptable bend without breaking. They adjust, they pivot, and they find new ways to move forward. History has shown us that those who survive and succeed are not always the strongest or the most intelligent. They are the ones who are flexible enough to evolve. Businesses that refuse to innovate eventually collapse, while those that embrace new technologies and trends continue to grow. Individuals who resist learning new skills find themselves struggling in a competitive job market, while those who continuously upgrade themselves remain relevant. The same principle applies to every aspect of life: relationships, careers, personal growth. Everything requires adaptability. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to adaptability. The fear of failure, the fear of uncertainty, and the fear of stepping into the unknown keep many people stuck in the same place for years. But the truth is, fear only has power over you if you let it. The moment you decide to face change with confidence, you begin to see new possibilities. The people who achieve greatness in life are not those who avoid risks, but those who embrace them. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of it. Every mistake teaches something valuable, and every wrong turn can lead to the right destination if you are willing to adapt and keep moving. Adaptability also means being willing to unlearn and relearn. Sometimes what you once knew to be true is no longer relevant. The methods that worked in the past may not be effective anymore. Holding on to outdated beliefs, refusing to accept new ways of thinking, or being too rigid in your approach can limit your growth. True adaptability means having the humility to accept that you don't know everything and the willingness to continuously evolve. Surrounding yourself with the right people plays a crucial role in developing adaptability. If you spend time with those who fear change, who discourage growth, and who resist new ideas, you may find yourself adopting the same mindset. But when you surround yourself with people who embrace challenges, who are constantly learning, and who see possibilities where others see problems, you naturally develop the same attitude. The right environment pushes you to be flexible, to think differently, and to take action instead of fearing the unknown. Adaptability is not about abandoning your values or losing your identity. It is about being resilient, open-minded, and willing to do what it takes to keep growing. The world will continue to change whether you like it or not. The only question is, will you adapt and thrive, or will you resist and struggle? The choice is yours. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much you plan, no matter how carefully you try to control everything around you, challenges will come. Some will be small hurdles, while others will feel like storms trying to break you apart. In those moments, what truly matters is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. Your ability to stay strong, to keep pushing forward despite difficulties, and to maintain your inner strength in the face of adversity is what sets you apart. Mental resilience is not just a quality, it is the foundation of success. It is the ability to rise when everything seems to be falling apart, to stand tall when life tries to bring you to your knees, and to keep believing in yourself when the world gives you every reason to doubt. There will be days when nothing seems to go right. You will experience failures, rejections, and disappointments. People will criticize you, betray you, and sometimes even try to bring you down. In those moments, the easy thing to do is to give up, to let negativity consume you, and to believe that maybe you are not meant for greatness. But mental resilience means refusing to be defeated. It means understanding that setbacks are not the end, they are simply lessons. Every challenge carries a hidden message, a chance to grow stronger, to become wiser, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming anything. Pain is a part of life, but suffering is a choice. Many people allow their struggles to define them, carrying their past failures as heavy burdens that weigh them down. They let fear dictate their actions and self-doubt control their decisions. But mentally strong individuals understand that challenges are temporary. They refuse to let their hardships break them. Instead of dwelling on problems, they focus on solutions. Instead of complaining about what they cannot control, they take charge of what they can. This mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. Resilience is built through experience. No one is born mentally strong. It is something you develop over time by facing difficulties and learning how to navigate through them. Every time you survive a tough situation, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. Every time you rise after falling, you build confidence in your own ability to handle anything life throws at you. The more you push through difficult times, the more unshakable you become. Eventually, challenges that once seemed impossible will no longer scare you because you have already faced worse and come out stronger. One of the greatest enemies of resilience is self-doubt. When challenges arise, your mind will often try to convince you that you are not capable, that you are not strong enough, that maybe it is easier to just quit. But true strength lies in silencing that voice and choosing to believe in yourself even when no one else does. The world is full of people who gave up right before they were about to achieve something great. The only thing standing between you and success is your ability to endure, to keep moving forward, even when everything inside you wants to stop. Mental resilience is not about pretending that challenges do not hurt. It is about feeling the pain, acknowledging the struggle, but refusing to let it control you. It is about understanding that setbacks are not personal failures, but stepping stones toward growth. It is about knowing that every great success story is filled with obstacles, rejections, and moments of doubt, yet those who succeed are the ones who refuse to stay down. Life will always test you. It will push you to your limits and throw unexpected challenges in your path. But in the end, it is not the hardships that define you. It is how you rise from them. Strength is not about avoiding difficulties. It is about facing them head on and proving again and again that you are unstoppable. The world is changing at a pace we have never seen before. What was once considered groundbreaking a few years ago is now outdated. Technology is advancing, industries are evolving, and the way we live, work, and interact with the world is constantly shifting. In such an environment, the only way to stay relevant is to embrace the cycle of learning, unlearning, and relearning. Those who are willing to continuously evolve will thrive, while those who resist change will find themselves struggling to keep up. Growth is not about accumulating knowledge and holding on to it forever. It is about understanding when to let go of old ways, challenge outdated beliefs, and open yourself to new possibilities. Learning is the foundation of progress. From the moment we are born, we are constantly absorbing information, gaining new skills, and expanding our understanding of the world. But what many people fail to realize is that learning alone is not enough. Holding on to knowledge that is no longer useful can be just as limiting as refusing to learn at all. The ability to unlearn is just as important as the ability to learn. Many of the things we were taught growing up may no longer be relevant or even accurate. What worked in the past may not work today. Yet people often struggle to let go of their old ways of thinking because familiarity feels safe. But growth does not happen in comfort. It happens when you are willing to challenge what you think you know and make room for new ideas. It means accepting that you do not have all the answers and that some of the beliefs you once held may no longer serve you. It means questioning traditions, reevaluating past experiences, and being open to seeing things from a different perspective. This process can be uncomfortable because it forces you to confront the possibility that you may have been wrong. But true growth comes from a place of self-awareness and a willingness to evolve. Those who refuse to unlearn become rigid in their thinking, unable to adapt to new circumstances. In contrast, those who embrace unlearning remain flexible. ready to shift when necessary, and prepared to take on new challenges with an open mind. Relearning is where true mastery happens. It is not just about acquiring knowledge, but about refining it, deepening your understanding, and applying it in new and meaningful ways. Sometimes, life forces us to relearn things we thought we already knew, but from a different perspective. A person may go through experiences that change their understanding of relationships, success, or happiness. What once seemed like an absolute truth may later be seen in a completely different light. Relearning allows us to grow wiser, to see the bigger picture, and to make better decisions. It enables us to keep up with the ever-changing world rather than be left behind by it. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who know everything. They are the ones who are willing to keep learning, unlearning, and relearning. They are not afraid to question their own beliefs, to adapt when necessary, and to embrace new ways of thinking. They understand that in a world of constant change, staying the same is not an option. The moment you stop evolving, you start falling behind. The ability to let go of outdated knowledge and embrace new information is what separates those who succeed from those who struggle to keep up. The world does not wait for anyone. It continues to advance, whether you are ready for it or not. The only way to stay relevant, to continue growing, and to achieve true success is to commit to a lifetime of learning, unlearning, and relearning. Those who master this cycle will always find new opportunities, while those who resist change will find themselves stuck in the past. The choice is yours. Will you evolve with the world, or will you be left behind? Life is not meant to be lived in isolation. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our mindset, our energy, and ultimately our success. Every interaction, every conversation, and every relationship either adds to our growth or takes away from it. In a world filled with challenges, uncertainties, and obstacles, the power of connections can either push us forward or hold us back. This is why it is essential to choose the right people, those who uplift, inspire, and encourage us, rather than those who drain our energy and fill our minds with doubt. The people around us influence the way we think, the way we perceive the world, and the way we approach challenges. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, by people who complain about life, who focus on problems rather than solutions, and who see limitations instead of opportunities, their mindset will eventually become yours. Their fears, insecurities, and doubts will start creeping into your thoughts, and before you know it, you will find yourself stuck in the same cycle of negativity. On the other hand, if you are surrounded by people who believe in possibilities, who push you to be better, and who remind you of your strengths, even when you doubt yourself, you will naturally start to develop the same positive outlook. One of the biggest mistakes people make is holding on to relationships that no longer serve them. Sometimes we stay connected to people out of obligation, guilt, or familiarity, even when we know they are bringing us down. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to stay in our lives forever. Some people come into our lives to teach us lessons, and once those lessons are learned, we must be willing to move forward. Growth requires us to let go of relationships that no longer align with the person we are becoming. It is not about arrogance or cutting people off for the sake of it. It is about protecting your energy and prioritizing your well-being. The right connections can open doors you never imagined possible. Opportunities, guidance, and inspiration often come from the people we associate with. When you build relationships with those who have a strong vision, who are constantly growing, and who are driven by purpose, you will naturally find yourself on a similar path. Their energy will fuel your own ambitions. Their experiences will teach you valuable lessons, and their support will give you the strength to keep going even when the journey gets tough. It is also important to understand that connections are not just about receiving. They are also about giving. Strong relationships are built on mutual support and encouragement. If you want to be surrounded by people who uplift you, you must also be someone who uplifts others. Be the kind of person who celebrates other people's successes, who listens without judgment, and who offers encouragement instead of criticism. The energy you put out into the world is the energy you attract. Many people underestimate the importance of their environment. You cannot expect to thrive in a space that constantly drains you. Just as a plant cannot grow in unhealthy soil, you cannot grow in an environment that does not nourish your mind and soul. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with certain people. Do you feel inspired, motivated, and ready to take on the world? Or do you feel exhausted, discouraged, and full of self-doubt? The answer to this question will tell you everything you need to know about who belongs in your life and who does not. Your future is shaped by the people you surround yourself with. If you want to grow, achieve great things, and live a fulfilled life, you must be intentional about your connections. Choose people who believe in you, who challenge you to be better, and who remind you of your worth. Let go of those who drain your energy, who fill your mind with negativity, and who hold you back from reaching your full potential. The power of connections is real, and when you embrace it wisely, it can change your life in ways you never imagined. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns. No matter how hard you work, how well you plan, or how much effort you put in, setbacks are inevitable. There will be moments when everything seems to fall apart, when doors you desperately wanted to open slam shut, and when your dreams feel like they are slipping away. In those moments, it is easy to feel defeated, to believe that failure is the end of the road. But the truth is, setbacks are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you. Every failure carries a lesson. Every disappointment holds an opportunity. And every closed door is a redirection towards something even greater. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not that successful people never fail. It is that they refuse to let failure define them. They understand that setbacks are a natural part of the journey and that success is not about never falling, but about always getting back up. Some of the most inspiring stories in the world are not of people who had an easy path, but of those who faced unimaginable challenges and still chose to rise. The greatest comebacks in history were made by people who refused to let failure have the final say. When life knocks you down, you have two choices. You can either stay down and accept defeat, or you can use the setback as fuel to come back stronger. The people who turn setbacks into comebacks do not see failure as the opposite of success. They see it as a stepping stone to success. Every mistake, every rejection, and every hardship teaches something valuable. It forces you to reflect, to grow, and to develop the resilience needed to overcome even greater challenges in the future. Without failure, there is no growth, and without growth, there is no true success. Pain and disappointment can either paralyze you or push you forward. It all depends on how you choose to respond. Some people let setbacks destroy their confidence, making them afraid to try again. They replay their failures over and over in their minds, convincing themselves that they are not good enough. But those who turn setbacks into comebacks use their failures as motivation. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, they focus on what they can do better. Instead of allowing self-doubt to take over, they remind themselves of their potential and keep moving forward. One of the biggest mistakes people make after a setback is giving up too soon. They assume that just because something did not work out the first time, it never will. But success rarely happens on the first attempt. Some of the most successful people in the world failed more times than they succeeded, but they kept going. They learned from their mistakes, adjusted their strategies, and refused to quit. What many do not realize is that failure is often a test. It tests your patience, your determination, and your belief in yourself. If you quit at the first sign of difficulty, you will never discover what you are truly capable of. Turning a setback into a comeback is not just about perseverance. It is about perspective. If you see failure as an end, it will be. But if you see it as a lesson, as a chance to grow and improve, it becomes a stepping stone towards something greater. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. Every setback is a setup for a greater comeback, but only if you refuse to give up. Life will challenge you. It will test your strength, your faith, and your resilience. But remember, setbacks do not define you, your response to them does. You have the power to turn any failure into a victory, any disappointment into motivation, and any closed door into a new beginning. Your comeback story is waiting to be written, and the only person who can write it is you. In a world filled with distractions, negativity, and endless noise, protecting your peace and purpose is not just a luxury, it is a necessity. Every day, there are countless things fighting for your attention. Opinions that try to shape your self-worth, obstacles that test your patience, and doubts that attempt to shake your confidence. If you're not careful, you can easily lose yourself in the chaos, allowing negativity to consume you and take you away from your goals. But the truth is, you do not have to entertain every distraction, engage in every conflict, or absorb every piece of negativity that comes your way. You have the power to guard your energy, to set boundaries, and to stay focused on what truly matters. Not everyone and everything deserves your time and energy. There will always be people who criticize, situations that drain you, and challenges that try to break your spirit. Some people will misunderstand you, judge you, or try to bring you down simply because they do not see your vision. If you waste your energy proving yourself to those who do not even want to understand you, you will never have the strength to build the life you truly deserve. Instead of engaging in battles that do not serve you, learn to walk away. Protecting your peace does not mean avoiding challenges, but it does mean choosing which battles are worth your energy and which ones are just distractions. Negativity is everywhere, but you do not have to let it live within you. If you allow toxic thoughts, toxic people, or toxic environments to take over your mind, they will eventually take over your actions, your decisions, and your future. That is why it is so important to be mindful of what you consume, not just in terms of food, but also in terms of information, conversations, and influences. The books you read, the content you watch, the people you surround yourself with. All of these things shape your mindset. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, your thoughts will naturally become negative, and before you know it, you will start believing in limitations instead of possibilities. But when you choose to fill your mind with inspiration, growth, and positivity, you create an environment where your dreams can thrive. Staying focused on your goals requires discipline. There will be distractions along the way. Some will come in the form of opportunities that look tempting but do not align with your true purpose, while others will come as doubts and fears that try to convince you that you are not capable. But the only way to achieve something great is to keep your eyes on the bigger picture. There will be days when you feel discouraged, when progress seems slow, and when you question whether you are on the right path. But true success is not built on motivation alone, it is built on commitment. Even on the days when you do not feel like showing up, you must remind yourself why you started in the first place. Your peace is your power and your purpose is your guide. When you guard your energy and stay focused on your goals, you give yourself the space to grow, to create, and to become the person you were meant to be. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone, and you do not need approval from those who cannot see your vision. The journey to success is not about pleasing others. It is about staying true to yourself, trusting your path, and protecting your dreams from anything that tries to dim your light. In a world that is constantly trying to distract you, the greatest strength you can have is the ability to stay focused, to stay positive, and to never lose sight of the greatness within you. Thank you.